This is a Chippie STEAM program brought to you by Behringer-Craford Museum. Chippie Sensational Science Lab brings you Sink and Float. Hi, welcome to Chippie Sensational Science Lab. You know, it's getting to be summer soon, and people are going to be going around the water. And are you going to sink or float? Let's find out what that means. Floating means you stay on top of the water. Sinking means you go under the water and stay on the bottom. Here is an example. In the first glass, the egg has sunk to the bottom. It was sinking. In the second glass, the egg is up on top. It is floating. Are you ready to try some experiments? Experiment 1. You will need a bowl of water and some different items. A penny or some other coins, a rubber ducky if you have one, bouncy ball, a blow-up ball or a beach ball, a small rock, and a small piece of wood or bark. If you don't have everything, that's all right. Or if you want to try something else, that's cool too. Hi everyone, ready to start our first experiment with Haley? First we have our bowl of water. Now we're going to take some pennies to see if they sink or if they float. Oh, they sink. Let's try another one. Oop, they all sank to the bottom too. Pennies don't float, they're too heavy. Let's try a ball. I wonder if they all will float. What do you think? Whoop, that one floats too. Let's try one more. Yep, even that one, so it doesn't matter what size. They all floated. Do you think they were floating because they're round? Let's try a bell. Oh, nope, it sank. Do you think a crayon will sink or float? Oh, it sunk. So what do you think a piece of bark would do? It floats! And so does the stick! And cork floats. But the rock sinks. So how did your experiments go? Did you get the same results that we did? Did you try something different? What did you try? Experiment 2. You need a bowl of water and a bar of ivory soap. Sorry, it has to be ivory. Other bars of soap won't work. Haley will first show you what happens when you use a regular bar of soap and put it in the water. It sinks. But look what happens when you put a bar of ivory soap in the water. It floats. Ivory has air bubbles put into it when it's being made, and that helps the bar of soap to float. Experiment 3. You will need a bowl of water, some regular table salt, and some small plastic items or little toys that can get wet. For this experiment, we decided to use some little beads. They look like pearls. We're going to pour them into our glass of water, and look, they sink. watch what happens when we put in salt. You're going to need a lot. This glass is so big, we're going to need a whole lot of salt. Now stir it up really well. Now I added some blue in here so you can see what happens. Look at our beads, they're all floating. The salt made the beads float. The salt made the water heavier, what's called more dense, and therefore our beads could float now. If you go swimming in the ocean because it's salt water, it will be easier for you to float in it. Experiment 4. You will need a bowl of water deep enough to sink an orange, and then for later on in the experiment, something to peel the orange with. So what do you think will happen if we drop an orange in water? Let's see. It floats! It floats! Now, what do you think would happen if we peel the orange? Be sure you have an adult help you with this. We don't want anybody to get their fingers hurt. Be sure you get all of the white off of it. That's called the pith. All of that has to come off. There, finally, the orange is peeled. Now let's drop it in the water. What do you think's gonna happen? It doesn't float this time. It sinks. Do you think maybe the outside of the orange helped it to float? Experiment 5. You will need a bin of water, 1 or more cans of a diet soda pop, and 1 or more cans of a regular soda pop or soft drink. First, we take the regular soda pop and drop it in. It should sink. Then we try the diet one, and look! It floats! The sugar is more dense and therefore heavier than the sugar-free, so the sugar-free floats. Thank you for joining me and Haley for Chippie's Sensational Science Lab. You were great, junior scientists! For more great videos, go to bcmuseum.org.